that, we're gonna. It's happening. Our virtually today, our we'll lay it out for you. How to navigate. Gonna be watching from afar today. First.
Yeah. Just a minute again. Now?
All right, Kevin, I can hear you now.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and.
If the mic could get closer to Director Stroker, it might help us out. It's just tough to hear across the room with the mic there, not being close to her, if that's an option.
If I leave it, someone's gonna hit it, and I don't know if I wanna risk it. And now I won't go. Hey, if I need it, I'll just- I think the microphone's picking up on your computer.
Yes.
Big problems having it later. Just think about that. That's fine, we'll figure it out. All right, let's try this again. We have PHP representative or the commissioner's representative, Captain Plotzer is here. We have our Senate Judiciary Chair here. We have Senator Watson is also present. I see him virtually. Our representative for the House Criminal Justice Committee is John. So I see John nodding his head, so we will mark him as present. The representative for, do we have Chair Lady Hazelwood on here or her designee from the House Finance Committee? There's me now. Okay. We will count her as present and accounted for. The representative for the treasurer's office. There you are. You were hiding over here in the corner next to me. And then lastly, our representative from the court system, Mr. Connor. Is he virtual today? He may not be here today. Sorry, yes, County Association. I believe Charlie is listening for him today. They've got some other meetings going on at the same time, so they'll be kind of in and out, but with just them being the ones missing, that's enough for us to go ahead, have a quorum and get started here. We're passing out the minutes here for everyone to review. We'll give everyone a couple minutes to look through those. While everyone's looking through those, I want to jump to item number 4 because this came up after our last meeting. There have been requests that anyone be allowed to have any materials created or distributed by the task force. Generally, those documents can, depending on what they are, they can be distributed or not, or they can be solely kept for the task force members themselves. So the task force body needs to determine if they're comfortable releasing any and all materials to anyone that requests to see those, or if they want those materials to only be kept within the task force members or at the approval of the committee itself. So everyone think of those. If we want, I know Chair Lady Hazelwood made the recommendation or the request that might be allowed, because she's got some staff that want to see the documents without her having to forward them one each time. But we need the full body to approve that, because once you open it up for one person, that means anything the committee creates or distributes will have to be available for anyone to request. So I'll leave that open, and then if we want to discuss or not discuss, or someone can make that motion or not make that. We have a second on that? All right, then there we go, John or James, there's our approval, so we can get everything out to anyone who requests it from here on out. Yep, we do want to do that. This is what happens when Captain Plotzer isn't here to keep me in line. All right, motion in the second. All right, all in favor of allowing anyone who requests materials developed or distributed by the committee, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
No, that one is not. All right. You're so ordered. I guess that's the official word. Hey, that needs to be. Feedback. All right. Has everyone had a minute to kind of look through the minutes? I know those online. Have we forwarded those to those online to be able to review as well? They can just go into the group chat. Here we go. All right, all in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
All right, minutes are adopted. With that, we've taken up the issue of approving the minutes. We have enough people here to get the meeting going. And we've also decided that anyone who requests materials will be allowed to have those. So going forward, that can be available for anybody. Next up, here we go. We're going to jump into what we've decided to discuss. I've sent this out prior, and as people were sending things into me based on our last meeting, there were requests from various agencies, various stakeholders to send information in for the body to have some discussion on indigency and the numbers we're looking at here. And so with that, the first thing up on the agenda today, and again, I kind of made this agenda based on what we discussed last week. So if we need to jump around or look at some other things, first up is the definition of indigency that Grant provided on behalf of the governor's office. Everyone had a chance to take that with them and look at it, review it. And that's first on our agenda to discuss that definition, any thoughts people may have, as well as thoughts, concerns, comments, suggestions. I'll open it up to everyone here because that's not THP's bread and butter. So we will wait until we get to DUI numbers and let y'all discuss that.
I don't think we distributed that before the July 6th meeting, but it's a lot of information.
Hey, Ms. Stroker, this is Senator Watson. You guys are going to have to speak up really loud for us to hear you. I can barely hear once someone is distant in the room. So if y'all will speak loudly, thank you.
The microphones are only picking up on this side, so any of y'all over there gonna have to be loud, or we'll have to reassess our situation. So keep that in mind. And I think everyone has a copy of that definition that was distributed last meeting. So with that, Grant, I don't know if you want to open it up or.
Yeah, similar to how we summarized last week, I think the intent was to have something in code that for various programs can be committed to as a uniform definition of indigence. It may be implemented or used in different ways depending on the various programs, but this was a kind of first draft of what we thought might be a helpful tool across the various programs and items. I'll also say that, there are several criteria that can be either one, either two, or three, intended to more provide some flexibilities for those making, with us making indigency determination. So a lot of y'all are closer to actual use of this stuff than I am, but
Question I'll have. One right now, we're using right now. Got by the AOC, by the conference, whether it be the judicial conference, the general section suggested conference, the other conference. And again, developed by the AOC, how does it differ from the one that we're discussing here?
Do they have copies? Do they have copies of the form that we're required to use right now? It's very different, the uniform affidavit of indigency for attorneys versus the affidavit of indigency that we're using to access these funds. The one used to access these funds only requires that we put the income of the dependent and the number of persons in the household.
Yeah, and they're still having issues hearing us, so do feel like you can scream, or we're gonna switch to my computer, so y'all won't be able to see it, but at least everyone will be able to hear. That may be the better option. Also, yes, the forms, James, did we not include what I sent out? Can you print those for everyone to see as well? Because the people in the room will be able to pull them up. The ones that the judges sent us like a day after the meeting to be distributed, I sent it out to the whole group. It's gonna be a process today, guys. Here, I'll pull it up. Yeah. Well, the definition document that came from governor's office, so Grant, I was about to bring that up next. Grant, you would need to forward that to me to share with everybody or to include in the group chat. And if you can forward that, we can put it in the group chat. We can pull that up and show it here. And I've got the documents you sent as well. That's what, it's those, the indigent ones right there. I'm putting the indigency definition in the chat as well, so give me 1 second. And then we're gonna switch to my computer because they still can't hear and that worked fine last time. We're gonna figure this out, guys. I went to law school and he is a trooper, so we are not the most tech savvy people.
Right.
Let's see. Turn your volume off.